pequeno reino do Butão, encravado nas montanhas do Himalaia, fez uma revolução conceitual. O rei Singh Vanchuk decidiu, em 1972, que em seu país a prioridade não seria o crescimento do produto nacional bruto, mas o da felicidade nacional bruta. Este pequeno país, até pouco tempo fechado para o mundo, queria garantir que a prosperidade a ser partilhada por toda a sociedade não viesse solapar as tradições nem destruir a natureza. Sua Constituição exige que 60% do território se mantenha coberto por florestas e por vegetação natural. Permite a entrada de um número reduzido de turistas por ano. E só no final da década de 90, os butaneses passaram a receber sinal de televisão. O rei achava que o impacto do mundo exterior podia alterar este delicado equilíbrio, como de fato alterou. Mas, de qualquer forma, o exemplo do Butão funcionou como uma fagulha. Serviu para alimentar discussões entre economistas de vários países. A ideia de desenvolver índices que não levem em consideração apenas o fluxo de dinheiro, mas o acesso à saúde, tempo livre com a família, enfim, fatores não econômicos. Hoje temos um índice que mede o bem-estar da população, o IDH, Índice de Desenvolvimento Humano, mas ainda não inclui a felicidade, conceito fluido, vago, difícil de medir.
O Sem Fronteiras quer contribuir para essa discussão. Parte em busca de um conceito de felicidade que possa ser adotado por governos. E pergunta, é possível o Estado garantir essa quimera a seus cidadãos?
O direito à felicidade é um dos princípios fundamentais da Constituição dos Estados Unidos. É o motor da economia e da sociedade americana. É o que alimenta o consumo e a indústria do entretenimento. Estimula o uso de remédios para a depressão, o abuso de drogas, sexo e rock and roll. Até uma ciência da felicidade acaba de surgir nas universidades americanas. É um movimento conhecido como psicologia positiva. Em vez de mergulhar nas profundezas escuras da mente, como as terapias freudianas, os psicólogos positivos preferem ensinar seus pacientes a serem felizes. O Sem Fronteiras foi à Universidade da Pensilvânia, onde esse movimento começou, para conversar com o filósofo James Pawelski, diretor do Centro de Psicologia Positiva.
So happiness is something elusive, subjective. How can you study that scientifically?
So I think a really important thing is to try to understand what we might mean by happiness. And a lot of people mean a lot of different things by it. Perhaps the most common thing is simply a feeling good. So I feel happy today, I feel in a good mood. And that's certainly an important part of happiness. But I think it's not the only part of happiness. And so one of the things, again, a key thing to do from the beginning is to try to define, is it simply how we're feeling in the moment? Is it a longer term feeling, like, say, how have you been feeling over the last 6 months? Or might it also even go beyond feeling to other aspects of our lives? So, for example, if I'm working on a project that I'm very engaged in and I feel passionate about, for example, if I'm training for the Olympics, I may not feel happy all the time in the sense of a good mood. I may not be in a good mood all the time, but I probably have a sense of purpose, a goal that I'm going for. So maybe that would be another way of understanding happiness. Or say someone like Mother Teresa, whose life was filled with challenges, working with people who were destitute and sick and dying. She probably didn't necessarily feel ebullient every minute of the day, but one would think that she felt a deep sense of meaning, probably, which could also be another sense of happiness. So part of it is a matter of trying to understand what the word might mean before we then look to how it can be measured.
Common sense says that young people are happier. Is that true?
It's not borne out in the studies. It seems that age is something that is almost unrelated to happiness. Other things that we might think that would make people happy also say education. But people who are better educated don't seem to be happier than people who are less well educated. Money. Once you have enough money to be able to eat, have a place to stay, clothes on your back, it virtually doesn't matter how much more money you make in terms of your happiness level. The more money we have, the more problems we have in terms of how to invest the money, how to keep track of it, and so forth and so on. So surprisingly, things that we might think would make us happier, and that a lot of us are living our lives going for, trying to get more of in our lives, don't seem to be borne out in the data. It doesn't seem to indicate that that actually makes people happier.
We are in the university founded by Ben Franklin, who is one of the men responsible for introducing the concept of pursuit of happiness as the founding principle of this country. Can a state guarantee its citizens happiness?
Great question. And in the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote that the pursuit of happiness is one of the inalienable rights that we as Americans have. Notice he didn't say the achievement of happiness, it's the pursuit, so the right to try to be happy. And I don't think any state or any religion or any person can guarantee happiness. That doesn't seem to be, unfortunately, something that we know quite how to do. However, I think it's important for a state to allow for the possibility of its citizens to pursue happiness. And I think it's also important for us to know how to pursue that happiness wisely. We've all had experiences in our lives when we've pursued something that we thought would make us happy. We got there and we realized, this isn't making me happy. A state can't guarantee happiness, but it's good for a state to encourage its study so that the pursuit of happiness might be